Instant Rumor presents Chocolate Yoddah Live.
Hi folks, Chocolate Yoddah here, spelled Y-O-D-D-A-H because film studios are litigious. Welcome to another installment of Chocolate Yoddah Live. Today is, I have it here somewhere, Thursday, July 20th, 2023. Oh man, oh man, oh man. What a week it's been, and we're not even at Friday yet. But there are a few things on my mind. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them, but I titled this episode, Why So Mad? And in the YouTube description, it says, what the world needs now is another angry mob. With all due apologies to Burt Bacharach. So, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about this bizarre circumstance where people who are living in the first world and having decent lives. I'm not talking about people who are suffering, and there are way too many of those people. I'm talking about people who are doing okay. You know, like an example would be the people that were in the Tea Party complaining about taxes at a time where taxes were at a 60-year low, and the vast majority of those people, when asked about their status in life, turned out to be in the middle to upper middle class. So that's kind of weird, right? That you're angry about something that's not happening while you're suffering no ill effects at all. Right? That's a weird thing. And then today I saw something on Facebook. It was a meme, and it's memes I see. It's like the memes that I see every day. It has something to do with haters, right? Every day there's someone posting something about, their haters, and, while you're out here succeeding, your haters are wanting you to fail, and all. I don't understand that at all. Like, how many people are walking up to you in your life saying, I wish you would fail, I want you to fail, I hate your success? Like, is that ever really happening? Why do you imagine that there's people out there so consumed with your life to begin with, and after being consumed with your life, deciding that they want you to fail in life? Like, where is that happening? Where is this paranoia coming from? It's such a strange thing to me. And before I continue, hello to the folks listening on Wisdom. Hello to the folks listening on Clubhouse. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice that I have two microphones in front of me. That's because I'm poor and can't afford the fancy interface that would enable me to simulcast. But I actually wanted to improve the sound quality of Wisdom so you can experience my beautiful mellifluous voice in its full potential, or something grandiose like that. But really, where does all this anger come from? Like, my ex-wife had a saying, that, this person is the type that would complain there's no bread while holding a ham under their arm. That seems to be a thing now that people that are doing okay are constantly engaged in conspiracy theories about everything. Like the government's coming to get them. People want to put chips in them to watch what exactly? To watch you work at Wendy's? Like, why are we chipping you? And why would we have to chip you? You have a cell phone. We know where you are. We know what you're doing. We hear what you're saying if we want to, right? The NSA, thanks to Edward Snowden, was exposed as having the capacity to spy on every one of us. This has been going on for a long time. And it ain't new, by the way. Gene Hackman was in a film called The Conversation. I think it was 1974. I'll have to fact check myself on that another time. But, where is all this paranoia coming from? Oh, and it looks like we have someone who wants to be a guest. Darlene Anders. Hey, come on in, Darlene. Let's talk about it. I believe this is the first time that I'm having the opportunity to speak with you. How are you?
Right.
because your stuff just stops working.
I'm
You
not
know what I'm
exactly sure
saying?
what you're alluding to.
All right, so under technology, if you look at your device, you're in a work group. Even though you're not employed, you're in a work group locally. I mean, at least I've been in a work group. Maybe I'm just one of the special people. But when they apply policies on your group, depending upon what you either get restricted or, it's about tracking and collecting information. Everything goes to the
And
cloud.
just
They have
so we're
huge,
clear, who is they that you're referring to?
well, American government.
Okay.
Well, hell,
So you
it's
believe the
America.
government is listening to what you're saying.
Well, it's not about listening. It is about, look, did they just not come out and say what they had evidence on people here in Las Vegas for Tupac? And they went in and got all the devices. That's what they went in and got. And so if people were saying something or touting about something, they see it because it's just the way it's set up. It's not a bad thing. It's just the way it is. And it's called network administrators. But, who's in the group? Well, if you're not an enterprise user, then you're not. If you're an administrator in your home, then that's what you are, a local administrator. But then they have other administrators too. But it's really not critical. It's most important that you understand that they have to know what's going on. They've installed these little boxes in Sacramento where if they hear a gunshot, they can be there immediately. Well, they have cameras too. You're right. Everything has a camera, even your cars. And when they can turn your car off, well, when you don't pay the payment, or someone can be your, annoying person and shut your car off when you're streaming too. And that's just real. But you just have to understand
So wait again.
when
Let
they
me
turn
let
your
me
car off
just
with the
let me just
satellite.
make sure I'm understanding what you're saying.
Okay.
You describe someone turning your car off when you don't make payments.
Yeah.
When has that ever happened?
The, Well, you don't know that it happens, but my niece's car got turned off because she stopped making the payments. But they put a device on
Okay,
the new car
so it
that I
has
got too.
happened. You're saying
Yes,
okay,
it's
okay,
happened.
because first you said it has. We
Yeah.
don't know that it's happened, and then you gave an instant of it happening.
No, I know that it happened,
Okay, so
but I'm
I'm
saying
confused.
that
So you're
I'm
so now
saying that
this
other
is a thing.
people can
Hold on,
use
Darlene. Hold
this
on. Let me
tool.
make sure I can follow you.
Go ahead.
So this is so you're saying right now there's this thing. This is the first I'm hearing of it, and I believe every word you're saying. That I guess it would be banks or finance companies have the power to shut your car off remotely, I suppose, if you don't make payments.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know if you didn't know that, but
No, no, I
I'm in
just said I
I
didn't
was
know
in
that.
California.
So,
Now I'm here in Nevada. They're doing the same thing because when we bought this car, they put a device on it. I had to go, and they put a device on it, and so they're going to get their payments until it's over. But as soon as it's over, I'm going to get the device off the car. But they know exactly where the car is parked, no matter where I am, and it tells me on my phone that you're 35 minutes away from here or you're 2 minutes away from here. Come on now. Let's get real. This is America. I could care less. But somebody's interested, and it's not me. But all I'm saying is that as a people, when we don't vote, well, voting is critical because we don't know what's going on. And the money comes back to the local communities for the people who do step up and participate, and they make all the decisions. Well, hell, here in Nevada, Sheriff Joe Lombardo, he's going up to 500% of the poverty index. 500%, but at the age of 11, you can be removed from your gifted and talented placement for life. And I'm saying, wow, at the age of 11, you could have that but they have a process. It's called habitual disciplinary problem. And you go look that up on the internet, and it'll come up under an NRS code of what Nevada does for children who would be a disciplinary problem in public schools.
okay, so we're
But
getting off this
everybody,
subject here. So,
no, I'm just saying we don't
mhm.
participate, so we don't know. And I'm saying every child got a free lunch here, every child. But they have 88% of population of children who are in the juvenile division here in Nevada. They're in the juvenile halls, and they have a 48% population of children who are in the foster care. And this is where I live. I live in this world all every day. We all do, and we can't pretend that these things are not happening. But as a people, black people, who are choosing not to participate in public policy, it's a choice, and it's about why people get so angry.
Oops, it looks like we lost Darlene temporarily. Oh, there you go. Looks like
I
you're back.
don't know what it is. But I mean, but I understand what you're saying. But you need to understand that so many people don't have the ability to communicate effectively, and they just don't. And they're not learning how to talk either. And when you look at the test scores in the public education system across this nation, for whatever reason, I got through it, but my stepfather.
Oh boy. We keep losing Darlene. Usually that means someone is calling, and Wisdom interrupts their communication while they're calling. But all right, I think we're going to move on. So that was interesting stuff. I don't know what that had to do with anything, but that's cool. That's the thing I love about Wisdom is that it's a free platform and there's zero barrier to entry. Basically, you just need a phone and you get on. So let me say hello to the rest of the folks on Wisdom right now. Reggie Woodson, Doobie, who I have nicknamed Doobie the Trickster. What's up, bro? Marcy Ann, Reality Podcast Show, Terry, Shara Kendrick, Michael E. Thomas Jr., and there's more, but I can't see it. So, hello to all. So, while we recover from all of that, I'll go back to what I was saying. So, I was reminded earlier in exchange, in an exchange with Coach Catherine Jones of what Conan the Barbarian said. Let me see if I can get to that. Dee-da-lee, this is wait music. Dee-da-dee-da-doo-da-da-da. Oh, here we go. When Conan the Barbarian was asked what is good in life, he said, to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women. Now, of course, this is a fictional character. From what year was that? 81, 82 maybe? Conan the Barbarian. And, you know, it was said for dramatic effect, and you're talking about, you know, this Middle Earth environment that was just full of savagery, and that was the norm because people were at war all the time and conquering lands and enslaving people. You know, I don't know if people ever think about this, but it's something that occurred to me. Up until very, very recently, the entirety of human history was based on men getting in boats, going to a new place, killing all the men and boys, and doing stuff, because, you know, I'm on YouTube. I can't say the word, but I'll say graping the women. Sorry, I still can't get over the fact that you can't, if I remove the G in grape, suddenly YouTube has a problem with that language. It's wild. But yeah, that was, you know, that's what people did. And so in that environment, when you're literally in combat almost every day of your life, and when you're not in combat, you're preparing for combat, you're preparing to be invaded, you're preparing to invade. That was life back then. That's what people did. But that's long gone. You know, that time, I mean, yes, are people still at war? Yes. Does crime still happen? Yes. But to think that you have people just persecuting you all the time, again, going back to the haters, I don't, like, where does that come from? Where in your, and I mean, you know, we just had an example of, like, just, you know, how you can imagine all sorts of things going on at the same time and not being able to clearly articulate them. But we, you know, can also see that if you really look around and pay attention, there's not that much happening. You know, I mean, let's go to statistics, worldwide statistics. There's a gentleman online, I believe he's a professor, and his name is not coming to me right now, but he did a comparison between what's happening now and what was happening 30 years ago. And I'm probably not going to remember all of the things. That's a great instruction to give my brain. But he covered a lot of different, what would you call them? Matrices, yeah. So it was things like war, poverty, education, opportunity, disease, and health, and that kind of stuff. He looked at all of these things, even pollution, and everything's better now. In fact, the obvious conclusion after looking at all the things that he went through is, and this is indisputable, now, right now, as I'm speaking to you, is the best time to ever have been alive on Earth. Ever. It's never been better than it is now. That is not to be confused with my thinking that it's perfect now. It's of course not perfect. It never will be, because it's run by imperfect beings. So of course it's not going to be perfect. But worrying about all these negative things that are not that are not happening is not productive at all. Worrying about the haters, worrying about everything that can go wrong, it's not productive at all. You know, joining the angry mob is going to bring you a moment, maybe a few seconds of righteous indignation, and that's about the most you can hope for. You know, so I don't worry about who's thinking badly about me, because I can't feel that. I can't hear their thoughts. I don't experience whatever weirdness someone has in their brain about me. I don't even imagine for a moment that anyone spends any time thinking of me, except a few exes. You know, they tended to enjoy the orgasms that I provided for them. So I'm sure that flashes across their depraved minds every once in a while. But, yeah, aside from that, and, you know, that's a nice thing, really, that someone thinks about you in that capacity. But aside from that, no one's thinking about you, bro. No one's worried about what you're doing, whether you're doing well, whether you're succeeding, whether you're failing. No one's sitting there. If you have a setback in your life, do you really think someone's sitting there rubbing their hands together going, yeah, I love it? Come on. You know, I don't like to tell people what to do, but how about I politely suggest that you get over yourself, right? It's not that serious. It's not that big a deal. No one is rooting for your failure, just like very few people are rooting for your success. But, you know, in my case, I have a handful of people in my life, and I know that they love me. I know that they want me to do well. I know they want me to be happy, and they want me to be fulfilled. I know that because they've told me that. So that's cool. But no one's ever come up to me saying, I hope you fail. So I'm not going to bother wasting my time imagining that that's the case. You know, because you can, you know, in essence be an angry mob of one, which I know is paradoxical, but you know what I'm saying. You know, you can join the angry mob or just be angry by yourself, basically, is a better way to say that. But what is the point of either? It generally doesn't end well in either circumstance, right? So just get on with things. So that's it for now, I believe. Short and sweet, or at least short. But I hope everyone listening or watching enjoys the rest of their day. Once again, I do this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. The main platform is YouTube. And you can find me at youtube.com/@thepersistentrumor. I've got about 300 videos up there, and a couple, or about a dozen or so that are the live videos. After you see it live or don't see it live, it gets archived, and you can see it anytime you want. How brilliant is that? So that's there, and then I've got the Wisdom app, which I simulcast on, and also Clubhouse. And it's all happening all at once, everything all the time, as the Eagles sang, "Somebody Stop Me." Anyway, so again, have a wonderful day. Peace, love, and granola. Talk to you soon.